Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am gonna talk about rush week and what it's like to rush in college, because it's a lot. So basically, if you don't know, I go to NC State and our rush week is probably like everybody else's. Maybe not as intense because Greek life isn't like humongous here, but it's still like a good part. And I know a lot of people are like, what's rush week about at NC State? Because like before I rushed, I literally YouTubed every single video I could about rush week, what to expect, like if there was anything like anybody said at NC State, and of course there was nothing. So I'm gonna make this video on what it's like to rush at NC State, or like in general. Well, our rush week happened around Labor Day weekend and it lasted for 4 days. So 4 days, and you are so exhausted by like the end of night one. So you had to basically not apply to rush, but like register to rush. And so basically you say like your name, where you're from, what year you are, your GPA, things that you're into. You have to post a headshot of you and like pay like $100 fee, and that $100 fee covers like your t-shirt, your meals, buses, and like other fees. Okay, so yeah, I paid the $100 fee, and then I showed up on day one and I met up with my recruitment counselor. She's my sister now. But yeah, I met with my recruitment counselor and she gave me basically my bag filled with everything I need to know, my t-shirt, water bottle, etc. So day one, so we all like, there's different places on campus where like everybody like met up at to like catch the bus, like bus stops I guess. So we all like went to like the bus stop and then rode over to the McKinnon Center. That's where like they hosted night one at. So night one, everybody gets there, there's like 500 girls there, everybody's wearing the same t-shirt. Some girls, you know, cut it up so they can look different than everybody. And yeah, and so you meet your recruitment group, I guess, and they had us in our group by last name. So mostly everybody in my group was a freshman, and there were like 3 sophomores. Most people rush as a freshman, but I rushed as a sophomore just because I really like, I knew nothing about Greek life like freshman year. I didn't even know it existed, so I didn't know anything, so I waited till my sophomore year. But yes, night one, or day one, whatever you want to call it. So basically each sorority, there's probably like 13 sororities on at NC State, maybe, I'm not sure, but you go, each sorority is in a conference room. And this is gonna sound crazy, and most people don't like, you won't understand what I'm saying until you go through it. Like sorority rush is one of those things that you just have to go through to understand. So basically each sorority is in their own little room, and you line up with your group and maybe 3 or 4 other groups, and basically all you hear outside the door is stomping and cheering. Like that's all you hear. And so you walk in, you're scared to death because it's loud, and you're in this tiny conference room with like 100 other sorority girls, and then like 100 other people in your groups, and they pair you up with one girl. And so basically there's like 100 conversations going on in one small conference room, and so you're basically screaming at each other like, I'm Tiara, what's your name? Like that's how it is. But yeah, and you just kind of talk about like your interests, what your major is, you know, where you're from, things that you like to do. And then like sometimes like you'll end up like getting paired with 2 girls, so you'll end up spending like 5 minutes talking to one girl and like 10 minutes talking to another girl. And I want to say each of our rounds lasted about 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. I honestly can't remember because it was like half a year ago. But yeah, and so you do that the entire night. So you're having like conversation after conversation after conversation, and like if you're like me and you don't remember who's in Delta Gamma, who's in KKG, who's in Theta, who's in Sigma Kappa, like who's in 80 Pi. Like, you don't remember. You're just like, I don't know what sorority I just left, but I like them. And so basically you go through that the entire night. I want to say I got home at like midnight, and I think I have some videos that I recorded. They aren't the best quality because I didn't have my camera, but like I can like post them into this video, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, and so that is basically what you do on night 1. And so at the end of that, you basically rank we have like an app here, and you rank which sororities you like the most. But you can't drop any on the first night. Only the sororities can drop you. So then the next day is when you actually get to go to the house. Sadly, I got dropped by over half of the sororities, which was really heartbreaking. Really heartbreaking. I'm telling you, it's so heartbreaking. And I guess I can, like, in another video I can talk about like my rush experience, but right now I'm just telling you what to expect. But I was heartbroken, all this other type of stuff. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, super heartbroken. And I only went to 3 houses. Yeah, so yeah, I only went to 3 houses. Wait, no, I take that back. There's 8 sororities, and I got dropped by 5 and only went to 3. So basically, you're not really in your groups that day necessarily, but you do visit the houses. And what you do is you get on the bus, and there's like specific time slots that you go, but they have it all set up. And so you'll go to the house, you'll stand outside the doors, and like the doors are open wide, and all you hear is sorority girls again singing their songs and clapping and being all happy, like, yay, I love sorority life. Yeah. And you're just like, okay. And so yeah, and so basically the same thing happens again, where you get paired with one of the girls in the house or 2, and you just basically kind of get into deeper conversation about, you know, why you want to be in a sorority. They tell you more about them and like their life in a sorority, and how they know every single girl in their sorority, and how they're best friends and they just all love each other. Oh my gosh. Honestly, that's how it is though. And so yeah, and so you leave, and after you finish visiting all the houses that didn't drop you, you like rank those for the one that you like the most and the one you don't like the most. So yeah, that's basically night 2. And okay, I'm going to talk about like what you should wear too, but I don't know if I should include this in this video though. I'll include it in the next video on what to wear, because that's a whole another like 15 minutes. So like your outfit's got to be on point. But anyways, that is night 2. So for night 3 or day 3, whatever, because it basically lasts all through the day and all through the night. So day 3 is basically philanthropy night, and if you don't know what a philanthropy is, it's basically like the cause that like your sorority supports. Like my sorority, our philanthropy is CASA. KKG's is reading is fundamental, I think. Delta Gamma's is literacy, reading. There's a lot of reading going on with sororities. And Chi O is the children's miracle, something like that. And Zetas are like breast cancer or something like that. But everybody has their own philanthropies. As you can see, we all like partner with like an organization, you know, raise money, everything like that. So basically, day 3, you go to the sororities that didn't drop you. Usually you're left with like 3. If you're like me, you're left with 2. So you go back to those sororities, to those sorority houses, and you basically talk to the girls. It's more serious, more intimate. You watch like a video. I know for like the houses that I went to, we watched a video and learning more about the philanthropy and why it's important to the chapter, sorority, etc. And basically again, you're asked, why do you want to be a part of this sorority? What can you bring to this sorority, etc, etc, etc. So that's basically day 3. It's all about philanthropy. And then day 4 is prep night. So prep night is when you say, well, when you like narrow it down to like 2 sororities. If you're like me, you have 1 sorority, so you don't really have a choice. But I'm so happy that I'm in the sorority that I'm in though. So day 4 again is prep night. And during prep night, basically you get all dressed up like in your cutest dress ever. I'm talking about cute. And you go back to the house and they have like a little ceremony, and like basically like you say, I want to be in this sorority, like I want to be a part of this sisterhood. I know for what we did for my like prep night for my sorority, it was so sweet. Your girl almost teared up and cried. Like, it was so emotional because you're just like, I can already feel the sisterhood. I already love you guys. I really want to be a part of this. Choose me, pick me, pick me. So yeah, it's super emotional. The whole week is emotional, honestly. You can't tell you how many times I cried a lot. So yeah, that's basically that night. You just get so dressed up and you just really like, it's super like intimate and like serious and like, but in like an emotional sweet way, you know. And you just kind of say, I really want to be in the sorority. Choose me, pick me. So yeah, and that's pretty much. And then after that, you go back to your student union or wherever. Ours is in our student union, and you basically sign a paper saying that, you know, I choose this sorority. Like, this is the sorority that I want. And if you only have 1 sorority left like I did, then you're guaranteed to get into that sorority. But if you're somebody that has like 2 sororities left, like some girls are like in between Chi and Theta, or like AD Pi and Zeta, like you basically choose like 1 of those sororities as like your top pick. I really want to be in this one, and just pray that they take you. But if they don't take you and the other sorority that you put on the back burner doesn't take you, then you run the risk of not getting taken at all into a sorority. So it's better at the end to be left with 1 than it is to be left with like 2. So kind of worked out in my favor. So yeah, that's basically what sorority rush is. And then after that, you have bid day, and that's where everybody lines up on like the grass, the lawn, in your Greek court, wherever. And like, so funny because like the frat guys literally brought out their lawn chairs and coolers and watched us run to our family. So basically you're with your group, you're back together with your group that you started out with, and your sorority recruitment leader, she gave us a t-shirt. And so basically they count it down like 3, 2, 1, and we got to like open up the t-shirt, and it had our sorority on it, and we're just like, yes, I'm a part of the sorority, turn up, yeah. And so you're so happy, and then you find all the other girls that have like the same shirt on as you, and like you run towards them, you're like, we're sisters, and you're taking all these pictures and everything like that. And so then you're all together and you run home. Basically you run to your sorority house, and so they call out each sorority, and the girls that are already in the sorority come like running out, because each sorority has a theme. Like ours was like Baywatch, like saving lives, you know. And I have like my things like up there somewhere on my wall. I have like all the decorations, but ours is basically saving lives, a Baywatch theme, lifeguardish, you know, beachy. And so everybody comes out like all like dressed up, like looking like lifeguards, you know, signs, everything, and basically you just run to them. They say 3, 2, 1, you're a theta, you're a AD pi, you're a zeta, run to your home, and like you run to meet your new sisters, and then you basically like not party all night, but like you just celebrate in the house of like being sisters and like starting on this new journey in your sorority. So yeah, so it's an experience, you guys, but it's fun and it's definitely worth it. So if you're questioning rushing, if it's for you or not, I say just try it out. Like, I met a ton of girls during rush. Like, we may not be besties or anything like that, but at least I know, like, hey, that's Mackenzie, hey, that's Ashley, oh, look, it's Jenna over there. So I just like know more people on campus now, and like my sisters too. So yeah, so the next video I would probably talk about what to wear, or either my experience or either the sorority that I'm in, just to give y'all more tips. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and again, if you're thinking about rushing, do it. I don't care if you're at NC State, ECU, Alabama, Clemson, wherever you're going in the fall or in the spring, you know, because there's spring rush, then like definitely do it, because it's like a really good experience. So thanks for watching, you guys.